Well, I'm just recording anything I see out here. So yeah. I don't know. What are you offering? You want to go and get me a burger or? Oh no! Please, I don't give you permission. I don't give you permission, sir. Don't be talking to me. I'm working on an investigation, and you're impeding my investigation. This vehicle looks a little suspicious being on the side of the road, yeah.
You would like to know why you're taking.
Well, that's tough, isn't it? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? You have anything illegal in there? None of my business, right? Keep it moving. Don't be a road pirate, man. You know, extorting money, man. You know, from people who don't. You know, I mean, this country's hurting already. You know.
Yep.
I have CRS, so it's like a CRS syndrome. You know what that is?
Nope.
It's can't remember. You don't have anything illegal in your vehicle, do you?
I do not.
No? Do you mind if I search it?
No.
You don't mind if I search it? What's going on, everyone? This is Press NH Now over here today in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, at the Vermont Aerospace Industries, a government contractor facility for aerospace and defense products. Please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to my channel at Press NH Now. I appreciate all of your support. Also, check out my playlist to see some videos you might not have seen in the past. Hit that like button, let all your friends and family know about my activism in and around the New England states. Always check your description. All links will be included. Donations are greatly appreciated. They do help me continue my activism in and around the New England states. We're going to get right to it here, guys. Enjoy the video. I'm sorry? Well, I'm just recording anything I see out here. So yeah. Can I help you? Not much to say, huh? Well, they've made contact. Oh, peekaboo.
Everybody's concerned inside that you're videotaping our shop, so I'm just kind
Oh,
of
yeah?
finding out what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who are you?
I work here.
Okay. Do you have a name or?
I do. What are you videotaping for?
Oh, just anything. Yeah, just kind of video recording. Yes.
Walligan?
No, I mean I do documentaries and stuff, but yeah, I have CRS, so it's like a CRS syndrome. You know what that is?
Nope.
It's can't remember. So I usually like to record all my interactions so I can watch it later. It's like living twice, you know?
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, can I help you with anything else or? No?
Fucking.
What?
Don't
Don't be talking to me. Oh no. Please don't. Oh no. Hey, I'll dismiss him like I'm dismissing you, buddy. Hee hee hee, ha ha ha.
Happy New Year, 420.
Oh no.
Go blue.
Please, I don't give you permission. I don't give you permission, sir.
My wife's got to see that.
Stop that, please, no. Come on, man, you guys scared of a camera or what?
Take my clothes off. My God.
Please don't do that.
Here.
Yeah, 344.
What's the scan?
321 dispatch reference a possible assault at St. John's River.
Hey, Aiden. Glorious.
What are you waiting for, man? It is, isn't it? Oh, there we go. More unprofessional employees.
In Nebraska. Happy New Year. Go blue.
Peekaboo. Playing peekaboo over here.
Michigan is the only Big Ten team that won their bowl game.
I'm sorry? Can I help you? Help me help you?
Why are you videoing this?
Who are you? Why are you're blocking traffic, you know, you're blocking the right of way of travel.
Can I help you?
I don't know, what are you offering? You want to go and get me a burger or?
You be an asshole. What are you being an asshole?
Well, why is it any of your business what I'm doing?
You would like to know why you're taking.
Well, that's tough, isn't it? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? You have anything illegal in there? None of my business, right? Keep it moving. I got your plate too. People feel so entitled. Like I have to tell them what I'm doing and where I'm going, and amazing.
A dock break. Are you getting a press NH break? So I'm eating and I'm getting caught up on some emails from the last 2 weeks. Basically, I haven't done shit in the last 2 weeks.
I'm just working on a investigation, you know? An investigation.
10-8, negative contact.
I'm working on an investigation, and you're impeding my investigation. You work here?
Yes, I do.
Oh, nice. What's your position? You security or?
I just told you what
You what? You what?
I told you what my position was like 2 minutes ago.
I didn't hear you.
I'm the general manager.
Oh, you're the general manager?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Well, you're in a public right away. You have the right to film whatever you want.
Oh, I appreciate that. Jeez, is this what they do all day? Just stand around, watch me? Holy crap.
Place got the Henry Tom Charles 454, correct?
Got a suspicious vehicle on the side of the easement over there. Go check them out in a minute. See over there. This vehicle looks a little suspicious being on the side of the road here. We'll go check it out. Mountain Sheriff. How you doing, man? Yeah, what are you doing over here? What are you doing over here?
We're contracted here through the industrial park for traffic.
Are you really? What do you just like doing the doing like traffic control or?
Yep.
Okay.
Traffic control, yep.
Cool, cool. Did you you didn't get a call over here, did you?
Nope.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Nope. We're just contracted.
What is it?
I said we're contracted through the industrial park, the NVDA organization.
Caledonia
that's
County
what
Sheriff.
we do.
Yeah, nice.
So
Nice.
they contract us, we come by every now and then when they want us to, and
Nice. So they didn't call you over here?
nope,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering.
nope, no, they just give us specific days, times to be here, so we show up.
Nice. Yeah. The you have a name badge number?
It's Deputy Dios. and-
Dios?
Yep,
How do you spell that?
DEOS.
Nice.
Yep.
What's your badge number?
Oh, we don't have badge numbers
ID
in
number?
the state.
Serial number?
We don't have those in the state of Vermont.
You don't have an ID or a serial number?
Nope.
Just your name, that's it, huh?
Just their name, that's it.
Huh. Alright. Cool.
Yep, Vermont's a small state, so we don't have badge numbers.
Really? Yeah, usually it's either ID, badge, or a serial number.
Yep,
Yeah.
we don't have those.
Really? Not even a car number? Like that you're...
Nope, the plate number for the car is 750.
okay. So you're just assigned to that, but that's not like associated with your badge or an ID or anything?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Alright.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. I think your gas tank's open, man. Gas cap.
Oh, it
I'm gonna-
broke.
Oh, it is? What, they won't fix it?
No,
Oh,
they
jeez.
haven't got to fix it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Do you guys do over here when you're over here, like do you do like radar and stuff or?
Yep.
Okay, nice. Is
Yep.
that what you're doing now?
Yep.
Nice. You catch anybody?
Not yet.
Don't be a road pirate, man. You know,
Yeah,
extorting
yeah,
money,
try
man.
not
You know,
to.
from people who don't. You know, I mean, this country's hurting already. You know.
Yep, exactly.
You know, I mean, try to give some people breaks. You know, at times. I hope.
Oh yeah, I
You know.
do.
Nice. How long you been a sheriff?
About 4 years.
Really?
Yep.
Were you a PD before that or
Nope.
military?
Nope.
No military? Oh. Yeah. I don't mind the sheriff's department. They're pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, they're fairly well. Oh. All right, man. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
All right.
You don't have anything illegal in your vehicle, do you?
I do not.
No. Do you mind if I search it?
No,
You don't mind if I search it?
you can't search the car.
Oh. Well, you said you don't mind. You did say that.
You can't.
Okay.
Search it.
No, that's cool. It's fine. I don't have any problem with cause, so
No.
Yeah.
No, department policy.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any problem with cause, so
Exactly.
yeah. All right. Yeah, unless you give consent, which you're not. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want you going against your policy either. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll look into it anyway. Cool,
All
man.
right.
Yeah. Nice. You got winter tires on here still? Why? It's not even winter anymore.
No.
They're gonna get destroyed. You should talk to maintenance about that.
Yeah, it's scheduled to get them changed here in a minute.
Is it really?
That was the whole
Nice.
deal.
You do you have inspection stickers?
Yep.
Do you? Can I take a look at it?
Guys, broken system. Good to see you, brother.
April. Oh man.
This must be
brand
from
new
last
one.
spring.
Brand new sticker?
Yep.
Nice. Nice. Everything passed?
Yep.
As far as you know? Let me ask you a question though, right? Because I've come to find out.
What's up?
If the vehicle did not pass inspection and it had an illegal tag on it, right? Would you still drive it?
If it did not pass inspection,
Yep.
I would not drive it.
So you would tell your supervisor that you're refusing to drive that vehicle, even if he ordered you to?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
If we're gonna enforce the inspection laws, our rigs have to be fulfilled.
That's a perfect answer, man. I really appreciate that. Cool beans, man. All right.
All right.
Have a go and be safe, all right?
You too.
Thank you, man.
What do you want to be when you grow up, Lil Nas X? That N-word stood in front of the whole class and said, I want to be the gayest N-word that ever lived. I want to do a music video, slide down a stripper pole, go all the way to the depths of hell, and suck the devil's dick at 10 o'clock on BET while all the kids are awake and can see me. Shockingly, that was the only dream that worked out. Based? You know, and the thing about
Hey, Jacob.
the it's so easy now. Like all you have to do is be a comedian and make some lighthearted joke about trans people, and you get $1 million in free press. Rolling Stone wrote an article. Deadline wrote an article. Newsweek wrote an article. Business Insider wrote an article, and he has an 85%.
Let me check it out. News.
The reality of it is, you know, I assume that garden variety trans people, the people that you might actually meet, the people that I've met in my life, relatively chill people. They just want to live their life. They want to live their truth. They don't want to be screaming in your face.
True. I dropped the link already.
They're not
earlier.
arguing. They're not trying to film you. They're not having a meltdown when you misgender them. I know this because I've met several of them in my life. Being in the Magic the Gathering gaming community, you know, it's a little more eccentric. It's a little more liberal. There were trans people in my gaming community. Everybody treated everyone with respect. That's like regular world. In fact, I remember this one time, this girl that played with us was cut her hair real short one day. And suddenly, apparently, she was transitioning. I didn't even know what that meant. But all I know is that she never said anything to me. She like asked somebody that I knew to just let me know about like she was not confrontational at all. It was basically like, hey, can you not call me her or she? Or it was basically like it came down to like, please use they them pronouns or something. You know, that's like a normal trans person. These like internet trans people, the trans people on like college campuses. One of the biggest lies that they've ever sold you is that making fun of them is punching down. There were several articles written about this stand-up that said, oh, Dave Chappelle is punching down. He's punching down. He also told this joke.
God forbid I ever go to jail. But if I do, I hope it's in California. Because as soon as the judge sentenced me, I'll be like, Your Honor, before you sentence me, I just went to court to know I identify as a woman. Send me to women's jail. And as soon as I get in there, you know what I'm gonna be doing? Give me a fruit cocktail, bitch, before I knock your motherfucking teeth out. I'm a girl just like you, bitch.
It's very true. There were, I don't know, there are hundreds on this planet of biological men who identify as biological women that are in women's prisons. Women are getting pregnant. They're having sex with the women. They're raping the women.
What's the man on there?
This is just the truth. All you have to do is do a quick internet search, and you could find, I don't know, 50 different examples of it. People on the internet have these meltdowns about him punching down. The thing is, he isn't punching down. The trans community in the West, in the grand scheme of things, in the media, they're probably the most powerful group of people on the planet. Does anybody disagree with that? You name another type of person, race, gender, whatever, orientation, that you could get away with shoving a phone in somebody's face, tearing apart the store, breaking laws, and then just saying, you misgendered me, and never facing any consequences.
Yeah.
Does anybody know if the "it's ma'am" dude was ever arrested? Doubt it. How about the dude that put a camera in that Delta worker's face last week? Was it Delta?
Yeah.
Some Hollywood weirdo, right? Also trans. That shit would not fly. If I were doing that, I would have been kicked off the plane. Does anybody disagree? If a run-of-the-mill white guy was cramming, if I was cramming my phone in the face of some Delta employee, screaming at him, you think I'm boarding that plane? You think I'm making it to my destination? No shot. No shot. No shot. Trans people can do that. Trans people can scream in your face. Trans people can commit assault and face no crimes. Trans people can riot, break windows. Trans people
I can actually see the chat from X now in StreamYard. It was pretty cool.
can commit insurrection at the United States Capitol. None of them face any charges whatsoever. Guy walks around with a lectern. He goes to federal prison. How many trans people were in that Free Palestine crap? You know? So the reality is Dave Chappelle is actually punching up. He's punching up at the ruling class. The class that has no consequences whatsoever, that can do whatever they see fit, whenever they see fit. Remember Seth MacFarlane before all his Botox? He's a funny guy. Family Guy. Remember how Family Guy used to make jokes about trans people? One of my all-time favorite self-aware jokes was when Quagmire's dad, who becomes trans, is in a bar and literally says, "I can do whatever I want because I'm trans." Do you remember that? Like, that was in a Family Guy episode. Ready?
Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
I mean, right? Right? That was then. This is Seth MacFarlane now.
That's powerful, stupid. They don't do that in Europe.
Well, they do that here. There's mandatory vaccination in schools.
Right, but if you already had the disease, you have natural immunity. We didn't seem to believe in that.
That was
here.
debunked, though. I mean, that's
debunked.
Don't you know people who've had COVID 4 or 5 times? I do. That's not natural immunity. There's no immunity there. You've had COVID 5 times.
Probably
Different strains of COVID, by the way. Different strains of COVID, just like there are different strains of the flu, right? People, get their flu vaccines every year and still get the flu.
Oh yeah, broken.
That happens.
because you had too many vaccines. I didn't have COVID.
Did the vaccine gave you COVID?
Well, that's certainly nothing unscientific about the fact that the vaccine, which does weaken you in order to strengthen you.
So as do all vaccines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But while you're in a weakened state, yes, that's why so many people like me got it, did not have it while the thing was raging and I was taking zero precautions because I was never that afraid of it.
But that's anecdotal. Like I've had every booster there is to
anecdotal
have,
yeah.
And I have never had COVID. I get a flu shot once a year. I haven't had the flu in 20 years.
Right. Well, I haven't even. I don't get a flu shot.
Okay, so this is all anecdotal,
right.
but you know the difference between anecdotal and statistical.
I do.
And statistically, you still have a 90% better chance of not being hospitalized, not dying if you're vaccinated.
Okay, well, but that's assuming all people are alike, and that is one of the giant fallacies in your way of thinking. We are not all alike. Yes, I would recommend and have recommended the COVID vaccine for the high-risk people. Like if you're 90 or fat, get it. Absolutely, you need it. Some people don't.
But you had
Djokovic didn't need it.
But you had
Aaron Rodgers didn't need it.
But you had something like 1,900 kids who died of COVID during the pandemic.
I don't think that's right. The New York,
how many of them died from the vaccine? None.
The New York
and the thinking there is that, well, probably most kids are
Yet. They haven't died yet.
not going to die from COVID. So why bother with the vaccine? Because it's only going to be a few hundred kids, right?
I don't know how many kids died. That seems very high to me.
I'm almost 1,000% sure that 2,000 kids did not die from COVID. In fact, I remember seeing statistics that said kids were like basically unaffected by it. That's what I remember.
Very cool.
Out of the 940,000 individuals in the United States, including at least 1,200 children, so half of what he said. And also, when you say children, is that somebody who's 18 or 17? Because when you're in the 15 to 19-year-old range, it's very different than the 1 to 4 or 5 to 9, where nobody died. The results say that 821 COVID deaths among individuals aged 0 to 19. This is during one study. So, yeah.
I know at one point the New York Times grossly, talking about misinformation, they had to apologize.
This is the 40 beheaded babies thing.
They got it completely wrong. She reported something like 900,000 children have been hospitalized, and it was like 63,000. So maybe those facts should be checked.
Papers can get it wrong, and they print retractions, and you know this.
But also, with COVID or from COVID, did 1,900 children die with COVID? Yes.
Yes,
different.
good
Okay,
point.
but take 7 million people worldwide. 7 million people worldwide who died from COVID. Like, if even just a fraction of that is, and it's probably a larger fraction who died of COVID than who died with COVID. If even just a fraction of that is, that's still a lot of fucking people. That's a lot of fucking.
Did you ever notice that, like, if you had asked me right before he said that, and I also suspect he's wrong about that, if you asked me how many people died from COVID, I wouldn't know. Because I'm not obsessed with it. This motherfucker's out here quoting specific statistics about COVID. He's not a doctor. He writes cartoons. His entire life is still about reciting COVID statistics. By the way, COVID statistics that are wildly inaccurate. Wildly inaccurate. I've said this before. I want to see the chart. I want to see the chart of when the government stopped paying $32,000 per COVID death emergency funds to hospital. I want to see what the death rate was when that money stopped.
People.
Yes, but what? Okay, but some people,
7 million people.
Things are, and you cannot prevent that.
You can though. I mean, you can prevent.
At what cost?
But what's the cost of getting a vaccine?
A lot.
The fact that you don't even have a clue what's the cost of getting a vaccine, that you don't know the answer to that. No, you completely want to shut your eyes to the fact that there are repercussions to all medical interventions, including a vaccine. All vaccines, they say side effects just like every medication does. Sure. You can see it in the literature. They can't write it on the vaccine, so you have to dig them. And of course there is a vaccine court because so many people have been injured. This is not a screed to say don't do vaccines. I'm not against doing vaccines. I'm against doing vaccines that I don't think I need. I should be able to decide that for myself inside my body.
It was funny how the my body, my choice people sure changed pretty quick. Excuse me. You know, the My Body, My Choice people were sure on the front lines of saying, put this experimental shit in your body to save grandma. By the way, none of these people got, I mean, none of these people are on their third or fourth booster. They all got the original one, you know, post their selfies of it, take their Pfizer check, tell all the plebes to go get it. But none of them are on there. None of them are on their seventh booster. Have you seen the numbers? The numbers of people that got their third, you know, percentage drop from second to third booster, something like, I don't want to guess. It's extremely high. Percentage drop from second to third booster. I want to say it was like 90%. It was, I'm probably wrong. I just remember it was extremely high. And it's astronomically high from the third to the fourth. People are like, well, what's the point of taking this thing if I got to give Pfizer $500 every 6 months? And we'll find out, you know, we'll find out more. You know, we'll find out more, but it was an extremely high percentage. I don't know exactly what it was. Yeah, that's what I thought. Somebody in chat said, yeah, like only 2% of people got the fourth jab. It was some insanely high number of people that just never got that fourth one. Because people are like, why am I getting this and I'm still getting sick anyway? The president of the United States told you if you put that shit in your arm, you weren't going to spread it. He said that. I'm not making that up. He said that. And I think a lot of people were like, okay, well, in that case, you know, to help slow it, to help, you know, other people from getting it, I'll get vaccinated. Now, did he lie? I don't know. It's Joe Biden. He doesn't even probably know what the hell he's saying. While the nurses were doing their TikToks, people are dying from blood clots. I'm sure that they're not in the COVID death statistics. Let's talk about that biatch Claudine Gay. I've got some great news. Good news. Cigarette juice. Hold on. Breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. Live during my Rumble live stream. If you're seeing this over on my YouTube as a standalone or Rumble BitChute Odyssey, I do a daily live stream at 1 Eastern. I'll be live probably while you've seen this video or after I've seen this video. So I'll make sure to put the link in the description. Come on over and hang out for the daily live show. If you've been following this kind of woke college mask off moment stuff that we've been seeing in regards to the battle of the desert between two countries in which I do not live and I have no ties to, you saw a lot of these presidents, whether it was the president of, I feel like MIT was one of them, Harvard was one of them. All these Ivy League school presidents went to the Capitol and said that their students chanting various certain things against Jewish individuals was cool, based, and red-pilled, in fact, refusing to denounce their students holding rallies and screaming in Jewish students' faces and this and the other thing. Let me just be very, 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 very clear, okay? I do believe that, at least in America, these woke weirdos, whoever they are, can chant whatever they want on these college campuses. They can chant from the river to the sea. They can chant whatever they want. Okay? I don't care. Now, if you're seeking out Jewish students and this, that, and he's showing up, it gets a little dicier. But as far as I'm concerned, that is still a First Amendment issue. The reason I'm interested in this is that we all know that if there were Christian or Catholic or Republican students gathering and calling, showing up at the school's some abortion clinic and, chanting and doing all this kind of stuff, these schools would kick them out post haste. We've seen this every time there's a conservative commentator that shows up on campus. The school does nothing to protect them. They invite or allow other groups to show up on campus, like the super soldiers of Antifa, to break windows. I mean, they literally tried to hold Riley Gaines hostage at one of these universities. So for me, using the First Amendment protection for these particular students who are siding with Palestine in this doesn't really fly with me, because universities do not often show First Amendment considerations for, let's say, conservative causes or more traditional causes. By the way, would the students be okay with these woke university professors be okay with a bunch of students wearing white hoods and chanting anti-black stuff? It's a First Amendment thing, right? We all know that wouldn't be okay. If there was a bunch of Catholics or Christian students, putting up signs saying that, the LGBTQ community is degenerate and going to hell and all this stuff, and they were on the campus and they were chanting in LGBTQ students' faces and chasing them down on campus to say this kind of stuff, do you think that Claudine Gay would have supported that? No, of course not. Now, one of these woke college presidents has already resigned, but now Claudine Gay, after being exposed as essentially a serial plagiarist, has finally resigned. Now, she gave testimony at Capitol Hill saying, oh yeah, it's cool, it's based in were yelling this. Now, by the way, the shortest tenure ever, Claudine Gay has now stepped down, not because of, she has any remorse for displaying an obvious double standard, but because she had been exposed as a plagiarist on probably 100 different articles that she had written. This is via the Crimson, the Harvard Crimson, their school report. They broke the news. Harvard President Claudine Gay will resign Tuesday afternoon, bringing to end the shortest presidency in the university's history, according to a person with knowledge of the decision. University Provost Alan M. Garber, 76, will serve as the Harvard interim president during the search for the Claudine's permanent successor. The Harvard Corporation, the university's highest governing body, announced in an email Tuesday. Harvard spokesperson Jonathan L. Swain declined to comment on Gay's decision to step down. The resignation just 6 months ago, just 6 months and 2 days into the presidency, so she was only the president for 6 months and she blew it, comes amid growing allegations of plagiarism and lasting doubts over her ability to respond to anti-Semitism on campus after her disastrous congressional testimony December 5th. Gay weathered the scandal after scandal over a brief tenure, facing national backlash for administration's response to what happened on October 7th. Again, they don't actually have to be saying anything, They don't have, Harvard didn't have to have a position on this.
Hey, Jody.
But they took one. And they took one, and really, you look at the comments, if every diversity hire was considered or investigated objectively, would any of them have ever met baseline standards? Hire based on merit or don't hire. An awesome start to the new year. Doubt they learned anything from this. Obviously, her beliefs and competence were known and accepted. Now they need to find another woke, gender-sensitive, white-hating person to replace her. Can society finally conclude that hiring or promoting someone based on their race or orientation was never a good idea? I mean, I don't know how many of these people are Harvard students, but here's the thing: we know now for a fact that I'd be willing to suspect. I would be willing to suspect. I guess we don't. I can't say we know this for a fact, but I think we can suspect that everybody already knew about these plagiarism complaints about the plagiarism stuff, and they were fine with it. Only when she basically endorsed rabid anti-Semitism on her campus did she lose her job. The college even stood by her after they've lost millions and millions and millions of dollars in donations. Millions. I like how my buddy is borrowing my truck, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a loud truck, and he's just sitting in the garage, and it's running now, and it's pissing me off because it's coming over the mic, and I'm trying to record that video, so now I'm going to text him. It's either that or my ATV. Just leaving it sit running down there.
Hey, KP. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay. That was ATV. So I think, what's interesting is, I think what we're finding is it's the university was willing to stick with this woman even after her positions cost them millions. I think it might have been billions. It was an enormous amount of money that investors pulled out of these schools because, well, a lot of Jewish money were going into Harvard and Stanford and all these points. Chopper. And people kept digging into her books, finding out that she was basically a serial plagiarist. On top of that, she existed it, or she poo-pooed it as not, what's the word, properly accrediting it. As of 16 hours ago, a new whistleblower complaint alleging 50 instances of plagiarism by Harvard President Gay. The whistleblower raises serious issues about how the initial investigation into her work was conducted. The whistleblower levels credible accusations against the Harvard governing board. It's apparent attempt to squash the initial inquiry into her work and its summarily dismissal of the allegations relying on a still undisclosed 3-person panel of, quote, experts
should be able to,
who assessed her work outside the normal process of such investigations. The cover-up is often worse than the crime. This is Bill Ackman, by the way. He has, I don't know what he does for a living. He's a CEO of Pershing Square, whatever that is. And he's super rich. He had withdrawn his many millions of dollars of donations into universities. We've seen people like Dave Portnoy say he's never going to hire a student from any of these schools. We even saw Harvard enrollment or interest in Harvard going down because people didn't want to be associated with this stuff. And after losing, you see here, this is from 2 weeks ago. Harvard college early applications
should be able to
drop 17% from the previous year. Decline follows incidents on campus of anti-Semitism and harassment. Rival Yale reports gain in early admissions. Not that that matters because they don't take, I'm not sure that it's actually a merit-based thing. I think they just kind of take, they handpick whatever the flavor of the week is. You're going to, if you're trans, you're getting in. If you're Asian, you're not getting in.
Oh, you had to refresh.
And if you look at, I think it was, let's see, Harvard donations. I think that they had lost, all but three of more than 100 high-dollar donations from Harvard employees go to Democrats. Shocking. You can see this in 2023, the donors that ditch Harvard and those who haven't. You see the list of donors who've pledged their full funding has steadily grown, with billionaire Len Blavatnik emerging late last year to announce that he would be pausing all contributions to Harvard over its treatment of anti-Semitism. His family founded and had previously given the university at least $270 million. The Wexner Foundation, chaired by family members of ex-Victoria's Secret CEO Les Wexner, by the way, I believe he was around, didn't he get extorted by old Jeffrey? They pulled $2 million in support. Some high-profile donors to the universities have not, at least publicly, responded to controversies. The Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, for example, previously pledged a whopping $500 million to the university to establish an AI intelligence lab. Neither the initiative nor Mark Zuckerberg has been commenting on it. I mean, we're talking about a lot of money. And then it all stemmed from, of course, this hearing.
Ms. Stefanik, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Do you side against the Jewish people in Israel and globally, correct?
I will say again, that type of hateful speech is personally abhorrent to me.
Do you believe that type of hateful speech is contrary to Harvard's code of conduct, or is it allowed at Harvard?
It is at odds with the values of Harvard.
Can you
But
not
our
say here that it is
values
against the
also-
code of conduct at Harvard?
We embrace a commitment to free expression, even of views that are objectionable, offensive.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They only care about views that push a progressive agenda. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane to me. Well, she's gone. The fact that she stuck it out this long is actually shocking to me, but it'll just be another write-off for the woke machine, I suppose. Rest in pepperonis, lady. I look forward to you being promoted to the board of directors at Ben & Jerry's. I think that, I think the entire thing with this broad, it's look, my point is and will remain, okay, those little college woke-tard brats, they can chant from the river to the sea, they can chant whatever bullshit they want, okay? I don't personally have a problem with it. It is a First Amendment issue. And, when colleges get federal and state funding, then they don't get to suppress their students, at least the ones who are citizens, their First Amendment rights. The problem is that has never been the actual case at these universities. They have never been a place where conservatives can share their opinions, where conservatives can share their positions without fear of reprisal, without getting, the school will tacitly endorse violent mobs of people to kick conservatives out, to keep conservatives off the campus, right? Keep this hate speech out of our campus. Keep this hate speech out of our campus. They endorse that shit. But my guess is that if you were to go to some LGBTQ event and cheer and let them know that they're all degenerates and they're going to hell and that, there are pox on their parents' houses and blah, 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 blah. Unless you're Muslim, you're probably not going to get to do that. If you're Muslim, you get to do that.
I'm rolling a little slow today.
I don't know why. That's just the rule. That's the rule. I didn't make up the rule. I don't even agree with the rule. But that's the rule. I don't think anyone should say that. But I also don't have a problem with somebody saying it. They should be able to say those things, certainly. Do I agree with them? No. Did you see that weirdo lady crying with the blue and white McDonald's wrap? That can't be real. That can't be real. Please tell me that that video is not real. I'll find it. Here. Can I turn a 1-minute TikTok video into a 10-minute The Quartering video? Can I do it? By the way, shout out to Adam if he's watching. Appreciate you, bud. I've got your slow cooker and vape loaded up in my truck, and I'll see you tonight. I don't know. This is a long stretch. 1 minute? Do I turn 1 minute? Can I do a 1-minute video into a 10-minute quartering video? This will be one of my all-time greatest stretches. Did anyone see ESPN air a woman's
Rumble's
boob on
having
TV
issues.
last night? I did not see the boob in real time, but I did investigate as part of my, for my journalistic integrity.
Got an error from Rumble.
I need to find out more information to make a 10-minute video. Yeah, that's true. Actually, let's look. Let's see if I can actually. Let's see if I can actually. Is it the McChicken she's mad about?
All right, it's working.
Hold on a second.
Raspberry zingers with the coconut on them. Oh,
What? It was a McChicken. Let's see if we can find out. Let's see if we can
Haven't, Doc,
find
man.
out one
Happy New
thing
Year.
here first. McChicken. Does anybody work at McDonald's in the chat?
anyone gonna admit it?
Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, this is an old ass video. Here we go. I'm doing it, boys. All right, if I can do it, you can do it. If I could change, then you could change.
Yeah, fake raspberries is shit.
Here we go. I'm going for it, boys. If I can make this a 10-minute video, 5 people have to join the basement. How's that work? How about that? If I could turn this into a 10-minute-er, 5 people join the basement. Deal? Here we go. All right, Mickey's in. That's the join button, just so people know. All right. It's right here. And you get access to a special little chat. You get access to directly to me via chat and messages, as well as members only content, which will increase this year. Here we go.
Yeah, we missed you on.
Well, I was browsing the internet and I thought perhaps it was an ad that was following me around, because I'm not going to lie, I was a little hungover yesterday on January the 1st. Now, I have begun what is commonly referred to as dry January, which only about 17% of people can complete. I've also begun intermittent fasting today, so I'm probably going to be really crabby over the past couple of weeks. But I saw a lot of stuff going on around McDonald's, and I thought,
yeah, me too.
Maybe it's just an ad because I was looking for like McDonald's DoorDash because New Year's Day. I don't know if there's like anything open. So I see this video going around about an individual who had ordered a McChicken sandwich. By the way, McChicken plain with cheese used to be on the dollar menu, and that used to be my go-to. 2 McChickens plain with cheese and like a medium Coke was like $3.50. Now it's probably like $13.50. But here we go. I see this video of a woman who's very upset about her McChicken sandwich, apparently. Now, I did a little bit of more research, and I found out that this video is a little old. It's about 2 months old. So it's not like sometimes, you know how Twitter, because of Twitter monetization, you know, I paused the video. Shut up, I am buying time. Don't tell him, Lieutenant. This is part of my process. Back to recording. Sometimes Twitter allows videos to go kind of viral way late after the fact. This one isn't that late. Let's take a little look at a TikTok. Now, I was convinced this is fake, but I am told by reliable sources, I can now assure you that it is real.
So I was starving, so I had to get one quick sandwich from here. And I thought they
It's called McDonald's.
gave me the wrong sandwich, but conveniently, McDonald's changed their packaging. Wow. What does that resemble?
I actually don't know.
Then blue line.
I don't know. What do you mean? It's just a blue M? What does it mean? I don't understand.
Go blue?
What I don't get it. It's just the McDonald's? Or they're like ripping off White Castle or something like that? Is it a woman spreading her legs? Is that what she's upset about?
Guy's flying from India.
Yeah.
She went back to the store. She went back to the store.
What is this?
This one?
Yeah, what is this?
Oh, wait. Wait a minute. I'd like to point something out. It is almost certainly the same girl because she has the same nails, right? The same Lee press-on nails. She ate the sandwich. She didn't have any problem eating the McChicken sandwich. The McChicken sandwich, I want to point out, is no longer in the wrapper. So she couldn't have been that upset. She ate the sandwich, drove back to McDonald's to harass an hourly employee who makes minimum wage. Again, I don't know. Is she mad that it's like she's ripping off White Castle because she thinks the M's upside down or something like that?
This one?
Yeah, what is this new packaging?
It's the McChicken wrapper.
But why is it blue and white?
I honestly, I don't know.
I think you do know.
I think you do. Everybody's in on it. Everybody's in on it. Everybody's in on it. You know, hourly McDonald's employee, exactly what your corporation's up to with a wrapper that is blue. You know.
Also got an application.
This is in support of Israel.
I mean, it was like that actually since a few months ago because we ran out of the regular one.
In case you didn't hear it, she thought it was in support of Israel. Okay. Which it wasn't. As the employee calmly points out that this has been the packaging for months.
No, I don't think so. This is obviously in support of Israel.
Obviously.
No, I mean, we actually had that for a while though.
I was here 2 weeks ago and it wasn't like this.
I mean, we have had stuff. We also have the red one.
I know this is not your fault because you're an employee.
Then why are you
But I'm going to harass you anyway, and I'm going to record this. By the way, if this employee contacts me and can prove it's them, I'll send you $500. All right? $500 for this employee. Cash money.
But I think this is disgusting for them to do this. And I know you in your heart, you know in your heart that this is clearly what this wrapper is for.
What the Hey, by the way, you ate it. You ate it. You ate the sandwich. You couldn't have been that upset. You licked a little bit of cheese. There's a little cheese that gets stuck on the wrapper. She licked it off. I guarantee it.
I mean, I didn't know that. I'm explaining it to you. This is what it's for. This is the color of their flag. This is clearly what they're doing.
Everything on the planet that's blue and white has been blue and white. Wait a minute. Look at my background. There's blue and white on my overlay. Oh, there's blue in my shirt.
And what they're showing to people, and I think it's disgusting.
She brought the wrapper back. Now she ate the sandwich, boys and girls. She ate the sandwich. That happened.
Not sure.
She ate the sandwich. Wall Street Silver writes, imagine being so invested politically that you think blue packaging in a McDonald's is in support of Israel, and then going after an employee at the franchise thinking he can help resolve it. By the way, according to Reuters fact check, white and blue McDonald's wrappers predate October 2023. It actually reminds me of a great bit from a comedian. I don't know if he'd call me his friend, but associate.
Just because you don't like the guy.
I've seen him do stand-up.
Funny
Funny guy. And perhaps I can bridge the gap here. Because I think
they've had blue wrappers for
Danny has. By the way, you should follow at Danny Jokes on X. Perhaps he has a great product, I think, for this person.
After collapsing on the football field.
After collapsing in the middle of the game.
Collapsing during the game.
Collapsing on the tennis court.
Suddenly collapsing.
The player
collapsed and died.
After collapsing.
Are you tired of being called a conspiracy theorist? Do you see patterns where other people don't? Are your relationships with your friends and family suffering as a result? Well, then ask your doctor about noticinol. Noticinol is an FDA-approved drug that helps people afflicted by chronic noticing. It works by suppressing the part of your brain responsible for critical thinking so you can get back to living carefree.
See? I think noticinol is exactly what this woman needs. It seems like just the perfect product for anybody in the world that might be having a complete meltdown over a wrapper.
Side effects of taking noticinol may include, but are not limited to, heart attacks, sudden adult death syndrome, storming the Capitol, unironically enjoying late-night television, and in rare cases, Bryant's deltoiditis. People who take noticinol once a day report up to a 97% decrease in noticing. Do your own research to find out if noticinol is right for you.
You can't stop coincidences from happening, but you can stop noticing them. And now, for more severe cases, try extra strength noticinol Jew.
Say goodbye to noticing once and for all. Noticinol.
Danny. Oh, Danny. A 30 pack and some noticinol. I think that's what this individual needs. I'm not even sure that if you ever get a chance to see Danny and usually I see him on tour with Ryan. Yeah, I'd invest in a noticinol and their extra strength blend. Thanks. I'm going to ask my doctor about noticinol. I don't understand. See, McDonald's changed its food wrappers to support Israel. False. You would think that, in a world of where kind of going viral has...
I don't believe fact checkers either.
...financial benefits to it, where we see, on Twitter and things like that, people will knowingly share old videos, for example, and not provide any context for them because they know that people just won't know.
The feral one.
They'll share it around and they'll get a bunch of money. Or maybe the person that filmed this, actually, it's just a meme. Maybe it's just a comedian or something like that.
That are supposedly supposed to be on there.
I don't know. But what I can say is if you're going to you're going to whip out your phone, you're going to be mad about a McDonald's wrapper, then you're going to go harass the employee. I think perhaps you do need the extra strength noticinol Jew blend. That's what I'm thinking this individual might need. But I'm not a doctor. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon. 10 minutes, 28 seconds. Boom! All right, dull and tired. Thank you. By the way, shout out to King of Biltong. Good afternoon from Anton's in Roanoke, Texas. Free shipping on your Biltong using code THEQ, one word, that is. On landofbiltong.com and antonusa.com. Have an awesome 2024. Remember, every day is better with Biltong. I agree. I enjoy his product greatly. Some ground up noticinol sounds good right now. Yeah. Pac-Man, Happy New Year. Happy Victory Tuesday. Love looked great, and Joe Barry still needs to be fired. Yep, big agree on that. Logan's Run says they've always failed up. Yeah, big agree on that. So I did it. So by the way, if you're tuned in, all 5,000 wonderful people, you can join my locals. It would be awesome if you did. You don't have to. All I ever ask, by the way, if it's your first time on the show, say hi. I read chat. You don't have to rumble rant. I see regular chat. I read, chat, but one awesome way would be to join my locals. You can do so by clicking the basement right here. It's $5 a month, or you get 2 months free if you do it for a year. And you get direct access to me. You get access to, there's a separate chat that goes on during live streams. We can post pictures and GIFs and stuff like that. And also there is members exclusive content there as well.
I'm probably going to play it after the show. I got a couple things lined up.
Yeah, if noticinol was available in suppository form, I suppose that would be maybe the best. Can you write off the subscription cost? I mean, if it's through your business, what should I type the Claudine Gay video? Hey, Jeremy, I want to thank you for helping me gain the courage to tell me what my stepfather, how I really felt about him before he passed away. Your video really did help. Hey, thank you, dude. You're very welcome, Magic Mantis. I'm sorry to hear that he passed, or happy. I don't know how you really felt about him, but at least you don't have to carry it with you,
Well, no, I absolutely believe he is a dipshit.
Over 10 minutes. Yeah, thank you.
Niche.
Martin Mac. What should I say? Like Harvard finally fires woke idiot.
Those people that just keep landing in a bed of roses.
Laughing Boys Games, appreciate you. What should I call it? Harvard fires woke clown president Claudine Gay. Gay. I'm gonna have Claudine Gay in the title. It's gonna get demonetized. Fake gay now fired. After massive plagiarism bust. And millions lost. Did they release the list already? Can we get a free noticinol drug house like a crack house people get? Yeah, I mean, I sure hope so. Let's talk about some boobs. You guys want to talk about some boobas? Is there an earthquake going on there? Yes. It's my buddy who's just probably helping to do chores
Jared
around the
did.
house and probably doesn't realize
I
that.
did a community post on it.
The ATV
Jared won it.
Comes across on the
He had almost
mic when
like
he's parked in the
800,000.
garage because I'm above the garage.
More than second place. He really took advantage of the Yule log stream. I haven't seen him in chat. I mean, I haven't really streamed much since then.
Boobaba boobas, boobas, boobaba boobas, boobas, boobaba boobas, boobas. Milk truck just arrived.
Yeah. Also for me, because he's very
No, it's a
close, I get to
stupid
drive it
fake
down to-
controversy over this conservative girl's boobs. It's so dumb.
My personal audio or the video audio? The video audio is up all the way. I don't know why it's so quiet. I don't know why the video, it just froze. Yeah, it's maxed out. Almost. There it is now. Oh, I just need to start pausing it whenever he talks. Here, let's just jump over this because this video just locked up. This is the one that Anna just gave us. Wait.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, we're here.
We're sort of here. So, August and September are typically thought of as harvest time. It's a time of year when many harvest festivals and rituals take place around, well, harvest. And in modern times for society, Burning Man is key among those. But this year, something really unprecedented occurred.
The annual Burning Man festival in Nevada has turned into a dangerous mud bath this year. Torrential rains have turned the desert site into a swampland, and there's more rain in the forecast. Tens of thousands of fans are stranded here in Nevada's Black Rock Desert.
People who came for the normally sun-soaked Burning Man festival, but extreme weather intervened. This video taken just a short time ago as the revelers were making their way out of the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. A storm dumped 2 or 3 months worth of rain in just 24 hours.
Many hours of rain. Pretty wild story. Burning Man attendees are being told to shelter in place and conserve resources amid heavy flooding in the area. You can see that. A woman right there trying to pick the mud off her shoes.
Out of a state of emergency, everyone was asked to stay in their camps and ration food and water and not leave the premises.
All traffic in and out is prohibited at this time.
No driving is allowed besides emergency vehicles, adding that attendees should try to conserve food, water, and fuel.
Headline events, disaster, calamity, predictable with a temporary city, tons of people, and basically one road in and out.
And a weather forecast that everyone kind of had.
Trapped in the mountains between an ancient riverbed. I mean, the place is apocalyptic on a good day. We went through there once.
We filmed it for a future project, and yeah, we were there when there was nobody there, but it's weird and disorienting to be there just at all. So I can't imagine what it would be like in extreme weather conditions, or at a time when 6 planets are in retrograde. But anyway, if you haven't heard about this, 2 to 3 months of rain fell in a matter of hours, turning the Black Rock Desert playa, which is normally a dry alkaline riverbed, into a muddy mess that left 70,000 people basically unable to get around at all, or barely at all. The properties of that dust, when it gets wet, turns it into a kind of sticky glop that cakes onto itself and builds upon itself. And the more people try to walk and get around in it, the more caked on it would get.
Well, the narrative calls for extreme weather, and it's just been a year for extreme weather emergencies of all kinds.
So this was one more of those things. Normally it's 90 to 100 degrees out there. The weather plunged down to the 60s and as low as 40s at night. The National Weather Service out of Reno referred to it as anomalously cold. We were pretty concerned about our friends who were there. Game of Gods author, I can't even say it.
Game of Gods author Carl Tykrab. We went up, he lives in Canada. We went and visited him and did an interview with him about Burning Man a couple years back.
Upcoming film.
This is from the Club of Rome. Volume 1, Goals in a Global Community. These were the background papers for the...
Sorry, yeah, he went in the next day and complained to my boss. My boss just took some notes for him and placated him.
Club of Rome report that was
He'll never work
published.
for us.
I believe it was published in the mid-70s or late 70s. Goals for Mankind. The question of myth. Oh, I'm sorry. The question of myth. It is this author's belief that the Western developed countries are among the best initial candidates for the myth-making project. The audience is quite large and relatively easily reached. The countries of this area, of course talking about the Western world, the countries of this area will be required to make some significant and sometimes drastic shifts of perception in order for the new international order to be fulfilled. Thus, it is very important for these societies to make a change in their value system. In addition, a shift in values in these societies should have a great impact on the rest of the world. The Western countries, therefore, appear to be very good candidates for the reception of myths about a global society. By the late 1960s, early to mid-1970s, the real question was, I was hanging with the Club of Rome, hanging with the Stanford Research Institute, was what will the new myth look like? What is the new myth that will give man his meaning, that will give man his purpose? And it was back to the Earth.
For an upcoming film, we're still working on it, so we haven't released that. But he's a really interesting guy, and he's really nice and hosted us up there in the middle of nowhere where there's no hotels and stuff.
Yeah, he was really cool. He's a really cool guy.
So, but he's been going down to Burning Man. He does kind of a ministry thing and has enjoyed going, but he's trapped down there with everyone else. So.
And Basil Rosewater's also there, who along with our friend Gons, aka Face Like the Sun, hosts Canary Cry News Talk.
And if you have been paying attention to the headlines, yes, things are happening out here at Burning Man. It rained about a day, maybe a day and a half. The playa dust has turned into playa mud, which has essentially turned the entire desert into a sinking quicksand pit. Now, am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. However, it was not guaranteed. Pretty sketchy around here.
So hopefully they're all right. There's a lot of rumors swirling around about people getting sick. A lot of them are unfounded. But if you're walking around barefoot in this kind of weather, I mean, it can cause health issues, so.
The Burning Man saga on TikTok has been beautiful to watch. I saw this one video here. It said, Burning Man is underwater. The end of a dream. What is the dream?
Takes a bacteria or a virus.
Was the dream to just cosplay being homeless for a weekend while rolling on Molly?
I mean, as a retired medic from the Army, I thought I knew a lot about trench foot, but apparently, if you get like 70,000 people to get it, you learn all sorts of new stuff. You don't know anything about Burning Man? It is a festival where a bunch of well-off people with money to burn and not enough struggle in their day-to-day life decide to manufacture some by driving out into the desert to camp there for a while and do drugs. They also, light a giant effigy on fire, hence the Burning Man. They'll tell you that it's about, the culture. It's about finding yourself, spirituality, about radical self-reliance. Except if any of that were true, they would act like Boy Scouts, and that place would be the cleanest thing on earth if all these spiritually enlightened, self-reliant people were...
I don't even remember. Was it climate stuff, or was it just like whatever the thing of the day was? I don't even remember what the protests were for. I remember that the Native American police plowed through one of the road barriers.
Were not lying, that you'd never know that they were there. But that's not happening, obviously, because there are protests like every year about this thing. It's an ecological disaster. Stop building a temporary city in the middle of nowhere while we're in the middle of an unhoused homeless problem. Okay? You know what brings housing prices up? I'm gonna tell you something. It's one small thing. I know one of you are gonna yell permitting, but I bet you lumber costs aren't helping things when you go and build 20,000 planks of wood in the middle of the damn nowhere just to light it on fire so you feel like you're one with the universe. Okay? All right, Stacy?
But something else happened while the news is telling everyone about how crazy this rain and this mud is and people having to deal with that. Something else happened before this happened at this year's Burning Man that I actually think concerns us all, whether or not you went or you know someone who goes, or even if you don't care about this at all, even a little bit. There was a ritual this year that does not normally happen, a ritual for the war in Ukraine that took place the day before these rains fell. A 26-foot tall boxed sculpture of a phoenix was burned for Ukraine. And it was in a box that was 13 foot wide and 26 foot tall that was just put out there. They didn't tell people what was in it. It was a secret until it was revealed through the fire. And articles that talked about this, like this one in CNN, don't say really who presented this sculpture of a phoenix for Ukraine. It just says here, this one titled Phoenix was the work of 14 artists and fabricators in both Ukraine's capital and Chicago. In the moments before Thursday's burn, audio of explosions and air raid sirens rang out around the installation while an opera singer arrived unplanned, I guess.
Unplanned.
It says unplanned.
I'm sure it was very unplanned.
To perform a song in Ukrainian. Like, I guess she just showed up. It was not planned. She just showed up there at that moment to sing a Ukrainian song. And they talk about how this is a rebirth for Ukraine, a cleansing fire ritual, the rebirth of Ukrainian identity. But they still don't say who presented it. They just make it sound like it's regular artists. But
just randomly.
But CNN obviously doesn't do a lot of, I guess, what I would call journalism, because it didn't really take me that long at all to find this article in Pravda, where it says right here, this is a Ukrainian sculpture being born through fire. It's about Ukraine and each of us and how we've become stronger than ever. Vitaly Deneha? I'm probably saying his name wrong. The founder of Come Back Alive Foundation, who is currently the Deputy Minister of Defense in Ukraine, writing about this on Facebook.
So Ukraine being what it is, why are Ukrainian politics taking over Burning Man of all things? I mean, something's a little bit off, a little suspect with that whole, if you ask me. I love this thing where they wrapped it in a box like it's a big mystery. And it would be, because if you saw the sculpture, you would never know that was a phoenix unless they told you. But also, so much empty propaganda has now been associated with Burning Man. What they used to do, what they originally did, because we saw the museum exhibit, you know, the founder, Harvey and everybody, it's an interesting take on the rituals that have been done throughout time. It's an interesting take on responding to the changes that are happening in our world. But the soul of that place died X number of years ago. It's been taken over by United Nations propaganda and establishment propaganda of various kinds. And now you have a very American, it's supposed to be, you know, iconoclastic and rebellious and free and licentious in the desert. And instead they're using it to project propaganda for the establishment
for war.
Did I say too much there? So inside the mystery box is just another box of empty symbolism. It's supposed to be revelatory, but I just see another empty box. And again, you wouldn't know that was a phoenix if they didn't tell you it's a phoenix. But that's also super easy symbolism, a little bit.
But also, this Deputy Minister of Defense in Ukraine, he's not just any Deputy Defense Minister. He used to be a volunteer, and he's been working with the Ukrainian military since, I guess, it's been years. I think I found stuff going back to 2014. But he was a volunteer and a journalist, and he started this Come Back Alive Foundation that actually helps train people to defuse mines, and they do all kinds of stuff with this military.
But they've also been like journalist propaganda. They've been involved with documenting what's happening over there and reporting it to CNN of all organizations and feeding the Western propaganda system.
But they also support the defense forces of Ukraine with optics, communications equipment, copters. This is a charity that specializes in funneling grenade launchers, mortars, drones, etc. into the war zone. And this year, Deputy Defense Minister who started that foundation is going to Burning Man and sending out messages like this: Ukraine at Burning Man 23, birth through the fire. Okay. And he was there conducting a live broadcast of this installation being burned, of the ritual of this installation being ritualistically burned at this event. There's a war going on right now, supposedly, that's really serious, but it wasn't serious enough to stop this Deputy Minister of Defense of Ukraine from going to Burning Man to live stream the broadcast of this Phoenix ritual, basically, is what I'm saying. And he received his position earlier this year, and it's actually not just any deputy defense minister, it's specifically the post of Deputy Minister for Digital Development, Digital Transformations, and Digitalization.
Oh, there you go. The digital defense minister, using technology to fight the war. And again, media, because I submit...
Which is the biggest weapon they have.
While maybe it's true to an extent in every war, it's never been more true that the public has no idea what's really going on the ground. And the media has become such a distorted tool of skewing the truth into the public mind.
In the West, we have no realization of what's really going on because there's been no military honesty. It's a completely corrupt process in the United States. You have to run everything through the White House because the White House is fighting the war, and they're telling you the Russians are evil, brutal, all that stuff, but it's not fair because we're not getting the truth, and the American people are blind. They're led by like sheep to a conclusion. Well, how come we can't get both sides?
So what is this guy really doing? I mean, that's the real kicker. Why is a newly appointed deputy defense minister for Ukraine, why is he partying at Burning Man in the US? Like, doesn't he have more important things to do? Or if that's an important part of his mission, what are we really missing about the real message here?
I mean, that is the point, right? Because there's a lot of people that say, oh, Burning Man, it's just that thing where people go to let loose and act crazy in the desert. But obviously this is meaningful on a level to this power structure. It's obviously important to this power structure on a level that the average person is just ignorant of. Because the symbolism is so blatant this year. It's so over the top. On the CNN article, they go on to say the fire, the cleansing, the forging, the seeing there was something inside that's not just complete collapse resonated very deeply with people, that it was extremely emotional, and that this is a symbol of defiance. And it says, for the opening days of Burning Man, which began Sunday, burners were left guessing what might be hidden in the mysterious box. The wooden structure itself held symbolic meaning. So not just even the symbol of the phoenix, but the box itself was also symbolic, designed to echo the casings that have been erected around public monuments in towns and cities across Ukraine to protect them from Russian shelling.
Symbolic of the esoteric purposes of this war and the hidden truth, as far as the public knows it, about the real purposes here.
And the hidden truth from even the people who go to Burning Man of what this ritual was meant to actually mean.
Oh, yeah.
The minimalist phoenix design rising from the ashes as a show of strength was also symbolic. So everything about this, shifting in perspective when viewed from different angles. From the front, it also resembles a trident, another name for the coat of arms Ukraine adopted in 1992 after gaining independence. Hours after the flames had died down, the site of the fire where they burned this phoenix was still smoldering, and over the coming days they were going to use a smoke machine to continue to blow smoke through the phoenix's head, while a fire effect will be projected onto its body repeatedly. So it's continually burning. It's an eternal flame while it's being burned. Except the very next day is when all of this rain came. And the rains came. Unprecedented amount of rain came. So what you have here on a symbolic level is this union of opposites going on. You have fire and water. You in the thing that actually occurred, it's symbolizing this rebirth through this fire of this war, but then you have the death and rebirth of fire and water, the rebirth itself symbolizing a phoenix. And that's not all. I mean, this whole thing, everything about it plays into this symbolism. If you really think about it, even mud is symbolically associated with transformation and rebirth. You can't just put seeds in soil, you have to water those seeds to get them to grow. So you need mud.
A heavy downpour on Friday turned the grounds into a field of thick, ankle-deep mud.
So this fire and water symbolism is all over this entire event now, and it's actually just all over the place everywhere if you really look. It's an alchemical formula for death and rebirth. And you will typically see this symbolism in films, even if it's just in the background somewhere, before a major transformation on this level is about to take place.
You got it in my hand! Burn it!
They have a good video on The Shining too, don't they?
The newspaper changed
harvest yields the following autumn far exceeded any previously recorded, and the quality of the crops was said to be extraordinary.
I mean, even earlier this summer, Pixar had a movie that came out called Elemental, which features a plot surrounding two main characters. One's Wade Ripple, a water elemental, who falls in love with a fire elemental named Ember Lumen. So water, fire, light. I mean, from an alchemical standpoint, let's just look at this for a second. You have the alchemical symbols for fire and water. The one for fire, which burns below on the ground, and water, which comes from the sky above. As above, so below. This is a fertility ritual that was brought here and performed here at Burning Man during harvest time by Ukraine. This is classic James Fraser Golden Bough stuff, which is what Burning Man was, again, founded upon, but...
And drawing from, yeah.
Now you have a fertility ritual for the war. And so they burned this phoenix on Thursday night. On Friday, the rains came, and it basically stopped this festival in its traditional sense, as it's always been all of these years since it began, in the 90s? It was flooded out. Everyone's tents were flooded, people's RVs were flooding, water was everywhere, and it turned the ground into mud, which caked people to the ground. The more they tried to walk in it, the more it glommed onto them like glue. The bicycles that people typically use to get around this thing were rendered basically useless.
Anyone who's been stuck in the mud in Alabama knows you step on the gas, one tire spins, the other tire does nothing. Is that it? No, there's more.
They closed the road down. They didn't allow vehicle access in or out. Attendees were told to shelter in place to conserve food, water, and fuel. And the only way to leave was on foot for miles in this mud, which would not at all be an easy trek by any means, especially since one of the rules is you have to pack up and take out everything you brought in. So this whole place kind of became, after this ritual on Thursday, like a liminal space. And at a place that's symbolically built out around the man effigy like a clock, one man actually described it as if the rains themselves paused time.
It's currently 9:44 a.m. in front of the man on Saturday, which it's supposed to burn tonight at 8 p.m. I don't think it's gonna burn. There's a strange, dystopian feeling out here, like Burning Man paused in time. There's bikes everywhere. People are just out, and the biggest thing is it's completely silent.
Yeah, very poetically apt.
The man, this burning of the man effigy is the key central figure that this city is built around each year. It's the finale that takes place at this event. That had to be postponed.
Man's statue remains intact as the festival delays the burning of the sculpture due to torrential rain.
And to when, you might ask, was the burning of the man postponed because of these rains? 9 p.m. Monday night, Labor Day. Labor Day, labor, a process during which the water breaks before birth. I mean, it's just every single little thing about what occurred at Burning Man this weekend was symbolic on quantum levels of symbolism going on.
19 minutes.
19 minutes?
It's a major structure fault.
Looks like a pre-planned ritual, but the opera singer showed up unannounced.
But that was unannounced.
Unplanned.
CNN says it was unannounced, so it must have been. And I don't know if the people standing around the giant phoenix effigy, being surprised by its birth through the fire and the circle surrounding this thing, realize any of the deep symbolism of any of this. But it doesn't really matter if they do, because it's the group energy that fuels these rituals, the participation, not the explicit knowledge of the participants. So they stood around in a circle, concentrating their energy onto this Ukraine phoenix being birthed through fire in the center of this burn. They heard the air raid sirens. They heard the explosions ring out as if there was a war getting ready to start when they first watched it. They were washed in the rains in the wake of this fire. They trudged in the mud like newborn animals taking their first steps at a Burning Man whose theme this year was Animalia. And they will come back to life, as it were, during Exodus when walking becomes easier as temps rise and the riverbed dries and hardens once again.
I mean, first of all, it was decided by someone in the establishment that this Burning Man event itself was worthy of museum exhibits. We've never been to it or anything, but we took interest in what goes on there. So we've been following it, and something weird and extreme seems to happen almost every year there, plus the COVID interruptions and everything else. They try to do it online. But, you know, they released the artwork about these festivals, and back in 2012, they had the theme Fertility 2.0. And at the museum exhibit we visited, the founder, Larry Harvey, they had some of his notebooks and his handwritten writings on display of how much he considered things to be rituals and what their meanings were, and, you know, allusions to the history of this. Anyway, they used the theme in 2012 of Fertility 2.0, which shows a water faucet in the desert with a single drop of water coming out because it's so dry out there. And that drop of water is a light bulb of technology in the desert. So the new green, the new fertility, the new life in the wastelands of the desert is basically themed around the new digital age that is emerging, you know.
And it's tech bros, and everyone makes fun of the tech bros who go to Burning Man, but if you think about it on a symbolic level and the bringing about of this new digital age for humanity, this new world that's being brought about by Silicon Valley, it makes all kinds of sense when you read it on a symbolic level. We started studying it because we started studying James Fraser, because we started studying the history of where our country came from. And then we noticed a lot of these things look very, very familiar if you've ever studied the Golden Bough. And Harvey straight up says that he was reading that when he came up with the idea for this thing. So that's exactly where it comes from. I guess the point is, they didn't do this ritual in Ukraine. They brought this ritual and did it here. On American soil, they did it here at Burning Man, which is probably the biggest ritual that the American public in the modern era knows about. It's probably the biggest one that we have here. And they brought their war fertility ritual and did it here. So the fact that people take ritual for granted in the modern era, but if you actually study the history of this, you will see that people don't do rituals because they don't work. They don't do it just as a lark. It's not just a joke. People put this much time and effort into a ritual and do a ritual because it has an effect.
Rituals are effective.
People underestimate the power of group ritual because they don't, I think, understand it. But you don't have to understand it for your participation in it to be effective. That's the thing.
So as far as it's a natural disaster, I don't share the sentiment of people who think it's funny that hippies are stuck in the mud. I mean, people could die there. Somebody already has.
Somebody did die there, and they've not released any information on why that it was during the rains, though. During the rains that this person died, and they've not released any information on how or why or what the cause was or any of that.
I don't think that's funny at all. Someone died, and I hope people make it out of there all right. On the symbolic level, it's weirdly that such a scorched desert.
The only one I still see still around is the one in New York that was preserved in 2013 when they were getting ready to destroy it. We're in Texas. Oh yeah, there is. Good estimates say this planet would be just fine with up to about 25 billion people.
Dry, dead,
lifeless
remote,
place, yeah.
lifeless place would be flooded with water, source of life, at the exact time that they have a specific Phoenix burning death and rebirth ritual. I mean, in fairness, the Burning Man is a form of death and rebirth ritual that they do every year, but
you do realize, Dirty, that 80% last time they did a poll of the employees at Tesla don't want to be unionized. They're happy with their pay and their coverage. Just saying. Unions aren't always the best way to go for everything. I mean, I used to be in several unions, so I understand where they're needed and what they're needed for, but
this year has a specific, unique, special ritual pertaining to the Ukrainian war, and tensions are extremely high. People are talking about this becoming a real hot war involving the United States.
so you want instead of picking leaders to run the government to be your master, you want someone to be your master for your job as well, not the business owner.
They're going to go to war with Russia is what they're going to do. There will be a hot war between the United States and Russia in the next year. And
really?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying, Anna.
They want it anyway. They need to declare war footing.
The original need for unions doesn't really exist anymore in today's corporate world. They work hand in hand. The richest people at the corporations are the executives. The richest people that are in the union are the ones who run the union. And then we're all begging for anything else after that.
In order to assume war powers, in order to win. I believe that. Being worried about the prospect of an open war. We're already at war with Russia, of course. We're funding their enemies. So we're fighting Russia. But I mean, an open battle with Russia where we say we're at war with Russia. I think that could easily happen. I think we could Tonkin Gulf our way into it, where all of a sudden missiles land in Poland. The Russians did it. Our NATO allies been attacked. We're going to war. I could see that happening very easily.
And there's been all this proxy, popular, media-driven, pro-establishment, backpatting for Ukraine. Are we on the...
I mean, I went toe-to-toe with someone last night on X about the whole Crimea thing, that when Elon supposedly turned off the internet there, and they lost all those drones that were trying to sink all those Russian ships in Crimea. Number one, Ukraine requested that they turn it on because it was never turned on. Number two, the only person that could order him to do that would have been Biden, and he never did.
The verge of going full bore into something terrible and which is going to be difficult to come back from, and hasn't been symbolically hailed at this event, which again, it's perhaps the highest ritual in America that is at least theoretically open to the public. I mean, other ritual places like Bohemian Grove are closed off to inside members, but this place, very special and specific what's going on there. And yeah, the power of group energy. Who knows what they're bringing to bore? I don't want to over-speculate.
I mean, this ritual with the burning of this phoenix basically was the burn for this event, because the burn of the man did not take place on Saturday like it normally does.
Postponed.
I don't think they burned the temple either like they normally do. So,
but the Ukrainians had their own temple as well, the hedgehog thing.
They did. They brought a hedgehog that is obviously symbolic of defense, and it had pictures of people who have died, and it was very emotional as well, and it was brought in with this phoenix. This hedgehog temple was built out of anti-tank hedgehogs, which is a type of anti-tank obstacle made of metal I-beams. And the leader of the Ukrainian burner community said in building this, they were looking at how to combine non-military paradigm of Burning Man participants with Ukrainian everyday life in this war. So they wanted to put the Burning Man participants in the position of feeling what it was like to be a Ukrainian in this war, including every part of it. The way that the man was blown up on top of what looked like skyscrapers, the sound of explosions and air raid sirens going off when they burned the secret temple of the Phoenix. And with the hedgehog temple, once again, they say that they wanted to combine the non-military paradigm of Burning Man participants with the life of Ukrainians. So this entire Burning Man was not Burning Man, because the whole Burning Man part of Burning Man got pushed completely back. It didn't happen on the days it was supposed to at all. And by the time it did happen, Exodus had already occurred Monday morning. So by the time they rescheduled the burn of the man and the burn of the temple that is just traditionally held, that was after so many thousands of people had already left. So the Ukrainian rituals of the burn and the temple actually replaced the American rituals of the burn and the temple.
Exactly.
Essentially. So, and they did it here. Again, they did it here. They didn't do it in Ukraine. This wasn't done somewhere else. It was done on the soil here, on the ground here. It's a little over the top. It's a little over the top for anyone.
Well, I found your Texas Tesla tower. It's an AM antenna. But yeah, it looks just like a Tesla tower.
Who's even half paying attention. They're putting all of this out there in a way that's pretty blatant,
like
even for people who don't believe symbolism is important anymore. I mean, it's so thick on this one. I can't exaggerate it. It's already exaggerated in its existence as it happened. This year shouldn't even have been called Burning Man, because it wasn't Burning Man, it was this. It was their temple, it was their phoenix that they birthed through the fire. They used this event to do it, and the symbolism of that and what it foretells for the future, I think that's the important thing, because they're clearly suggesting something here with this that's more than just, hey, come party in the desert.
If being in really uncomfortable conditions next to a burning man is the recipe for spiritual enlightenment, you'd think we'd stop doing war.
Burning Man, always steeped in thick fertility ritual symbolism from its inception. But this is so next level.
Basically, fire is rarely in shortage at Burning Man, but water is usually in shortage. Not this year with a gigantic flood, though. You know, the combining of fire and water. It's very symbolic, basic alchemy, and they're employing it for their extended Ukrainian phoenix metaphor, basically. But I really have to question, why is something so specific to Ukraine taking place at this Burning Man desert ritual for Americans that's at best general? Like, what does it have to do specifically with that situation? It feels weird to like backload that onto something that already has its own
As Michael
purpose.
Tracy put it on his X account, from the standpoint of advancing the current war prerogatives of the Ukrainian state, Burning Man is probably a smart investment. You're emotionally insinuating the war cause into the spiritual odyssey of the nation's top influencers.
I mean, it still is relatively new, though. I see that. And that's at least the reason they give it. Okay, no, it is about power, though. It looks like a Tesla tower, though, don't it? It seems like a good explanation here. It's a good price for any optics. Surprised that it's not a lot more than that right now. I'm getting a little bit worried about copyright from these guys. This one I don't quite understand anymore. He's always way behind in his reporting. Armed fisherman. Old videos there.
It's happening right now with Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe is selling out everywhere, man. His stand-up is good.
Well, that's because his character, he's a very unlikable person. His character.
Yeah.
Where he acts like an ass.
Yeah.
And then you go talk to him off stage, you're like, this is the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
He just loves
And then
pro
you watch
wrestling.
him on stage, and he's such a
He wants to be the heel.
And then he kills.
But he's got it down to a science.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. It's happening right now with Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe is selling out.
We've all seen spaceships take off, but have you ever seen one landing? If you think this is anything short of amazing, remember that thing is as big as a 10-story building.
It's a little big, right?
We've all seen spaceships.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster, it doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have money for security. I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me.
Have you ever pondered what the SAFE-T Act really means for the residents of Illinois? That's what we're going to discuss today. The Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, or better known as the SAFE-T Act, is a hot topic in the Prairie State right now. But why is it so? Well, the SAFE-T Act is a comprehensive criminal justice reform bill passed in Illinois. It aims to alter the landscape of policing, pretrial detention, sentencing, and prison conditions. Its purpose? To create a more equitable and fair justice system. In today's video, we'll be dissecting the SAFE-T Act, examining both its merits and potential drawbacks. We'll be discussing how it could bring about positive change, its implications for law enforcement, and the potential effects on public safety. First, we'll explore the benefits of the SAFE-T Act. We'll talk about how it aims to increase transparency within law enforcement, reduce racial disparities in sentencing, and combat systemic racism. It's a law that carries a lot of promise for those who have long desired a more equitable justice system. But like any significant change, the SAFE-T Act has its critics. In the second part of our video, we'll dive into the concerns raised by these critics. You'll hear about fears of rising crime rates, potential impacts on law enforcement resources, and questions about the Act's effectiveness in achieving its stated goals. Finally, we'll wrap up by discussing the broader impact of the SAFE-T Act. What could it mean for the residents of Illinois? How might it shape the future of criminal justice reform across the United States? These are big questions, but they're worth asking. As we delve deeper into this topic, keep an open mind and consider the various perspectives. The SAFE-T Act is a complex piece of legislation with far-reaching implications. It's not a simple matter of good or bad, but a nuanced conversation about justice, fairness, and safety. So let's dive in, shall we? Imagine a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and protected by the law. This is the vision that the SAFE-T Act aims to achieve. The SAFE-T Act, or the Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, is a legislation that's been making waves across Illinois. It's a comprehensive package designed to reshape criminal justice and policing in the state, and it promises to bring about significant changes that could benefit everyone. For starters, the SAFE-T Act puts a strong emphasis on police accountability. It introduces robust reporting requirements for police departments and mandates body cameras for all officers, which will help ensure that every interaction between the police and the public is recorded. This can be a powerful tool for holding officers accountable for their actions, and it could lead to a reduction in instances of police misconduct. The act also includes measures aimed at reforming the criminal justice system. It eliminates cash bail, making it possible for individuals to be released from custody while awaiting trial, regardless of their financial situation. This is a significant step towards a fairer justice system, where one's financial status doesn't determine their freedom. In addition, the SAFE-T Act promotes increased transparency. It requires that police disciplinary records be made public,
Alice McGee, thanks for the follow on Rumble.
allowing for greater scrutiny of law enforcement practices. This could help identify patterns of misconduct and lead to more effective interventions. Furthermore, the Act provides for increased funding for mental health and substance abuse treatment programs. This means that instead of criminalizing people struggling with these issues, we'll be providing them with the help they need to get better. And lastly, the Act takes aim at systemic racism, with provisions intended to address racial disparities in law enforcement and the justice system. It's an important step towards creating a more equitable Illinois. With these points in mind, it's clear that the SAFE-T Act has the potential to bring about significant positive change. However, like all pieces of legislation, the SAFE-T Act has its critics and potential downsides. Critics of the SAFE-T Act worry that it could have unintended consequences. One of these concerns revolves around the morale of law enforcement. Officers may feel their ability to effectively do their jobs is being undermined by the new regulations and requirements. This could lead to a decrease in job satisfaction or even an increase in resignations. For instance, in a small town like Springfield, if just a handful of officers decide to hang up their badges, the impact on the community could be substantial. Another concern is that the SAFE-T Act might inadvertently lead to an increase in crime. By placing additional restrictions on law enforcement, some worry that criminals may feel emboldened, believing that the chances of being caught or facing serious consequences have lessened. Imagine the bustling streets of Chicago under such a scenario, where a rise in crime rates could have dire consequences for the safety of its residents. Then there's the financial cost of implementing the SAFE-T Act. New training programs, additional administration, and potential lawsuits arising from the Act's enforcement could burden the state's economy. This could lead to higher taxes or cuts in other public services. To put it in perspective, it's like taking a slice from an already lean budget to fund these new initiatives, while other critical services might be left wanting. Furthermore, the Act's focus on community-based solutions, while admirable, may not be feasible in all areas. Rural communities or economically disadvantaged areas may lack the resources to effectively implement such programs. Think of a place like Peoria, where such resources might be scarce, and the potential for success could be limited. Finally, there's the potential for a backlash from citizens who feel the Act goes too far in its reforms, leading to a divide among the populace. It's akin to stirring a pot of differing opinions, which could lead to tension and discord. These concerns raise questions about the long-term viability and effectiveness of the SAFE-T Act. So what does this all mean for the people of Illinois? Taking a closer look at the SAFE-T Act, it becomes clear that this law is not just a piece of paper. It's a catalyst for change, a force that will ripple through every corner of the state. Each group within Illinois, from law enforcement to communities and individuals, will feel its impact. Picture law enforcement. The SAFE-T Act is poised to change the way they operate, introducing new protocols and procedures. It's a shift towards more accountability, a move that is expected to rebuild trust between the police and the communities they serve. However, these changes come with their challenges. Officers will have to adapt to new ways of doing things, and there's always the potential for growing pains. Now, let's consider communities, particularly those that have been disproportionately affected by crime and the justice system. The SAFE-T Act promises a more equitable approach to law enforcement, one that respects human rights and values every life. It's a hopeful vision, but it's not without its hurdles. The implementation of these changes will require cooperation from all parties involved, and that's easier said than done. As for individuals, the SAFE-T Act could mean a lot of things. For some, it represents hope for a fair justice system. For others, it might bring up concerns about safety and crime rates. And there's no denying that these are valid concerns. The SAFE-T Act is a step into the unknown, and it's only natural to wonder what lies ahead. But here's the thing, change is rarely easy, and it's almost never straightforward. The SAFE-T Act is no exception. It's a bold move, a leap of faith towards a future that's fairer and more just. It's a journey that we'll all take together, and it's one that will require ongoing discussion, review, and adjustment. We're standing at the cusp of a new era, and the road ahead is uncharted. But one thing's for sure, the impact of the SAFE-T Act will undoubtedly be felt by all for better or worse. The SAFE-T Act is a complex piece of legislation with potential for both positive and negative impacts. As we've navigated through the intricate labyrinth of this act, we've uncovered numerous crucial points that weigh heavily in our understanding of its potential implications. On one side of the coin, we've seen how the SAFE-T Act can be a beacon of hope for those who have long yearned for a more equitable justice system. It has the potential to bring about significant changes in policing, bail reform, and accountability, offering a new dawn for those who have previously felt marginalized. Yet, on the flip side, we must also acknowledge the concerns that have been raised. There are voices that fear the SAFE-T Act could inadvertently lead to an uptick in crime rates or strain law enforcement resources. These potential drawbacks beg us to question if the Act's overall impact will be beneficial or detrimental in the long run. This is not a black and white issue, it's a multifaceted situation, a kaleidoscope of perspectives that needs to be viewed from all angles. The SAFE-T Act, like any legislative measure, is a balancing act, a tightrope walk between addressing societal needs and managing resources effectively. And so we find ourselves at a crossroads. We've dissected the SAFE-T Act, unraveled its complexities, and laid bare its potential implications. But the conversation doesn't end here, it's only just beginning. This is where you come in, dear listener. It's your turn to add your voice to the mix, to bring your unique perspective to the table. Whether you're in favor of the act or against it, whether you're unsure or have a clear stance, your thoughts and insights are invaluable. So let's keep this discussion going. Let's dive deeper into the nuances, challenge our preconceptions, and strive to understand each other's viewpoints. After all, it's through dialogue that we grow, that we learn, and that we shape our collective future. What are your thoughts on the SAFE-T Act? We encourage you to continue the discussion in the comments below. Remember, your voice matters in shaping the future of Illinois.
Jesus, that's loud. Hey, step the volume up on that outro. Yeah. New legislation generally does not mean better for the people, though. I'm skeptical, very skeptical. I saw this.
Well, it looks like Florida has found a simple yet effective way to get rid of corrupt politicians. I mean, they're stumbling over each other to find the exits from office down there. And it all centers around this form known as Form 6. But we'll get to that in a minute. Most of the North Palm Beach Village Council have resigned, including the mayor. The Naples vice mayor announced his resignation on December 31st, and a city council person also has threatened to go. Donaldson's mayor and city council member have stepped down, and 4 out of 5 St. Pete Beach city council members plan to leave before the end of the year, as do the mayors in Cedar Key and Williston. At least 8 elected officials in Pinellas County have left office or plan to, according to the Tampa Bay Times. 2 Daytona Beach Shores City Council members have bailed, 1 left in Fort Myers Beach and another in Jacksonville Beach, and Eagle Lake barely avoided losing a quorum. So why are so many small town elected officials across Florida abruptly resigning? Because among other new laws taking effect on January 1st, a change to the Ethics Commission laws means that they will be required to fill out something called Form 6 and disclose their finances in detail. And the same goes for new candidates for office. Now, typically I'm of the mind that it's nobody's business what you earn and what kind of wealth you've accumulated. But when you step into the realm of the public sphere, where you start affecting the lives of other people through the decisions you make, well, public service necessitates public scrutiny, or things just don't go well for the people. If you claim to be a representative of the people, a special light should shine on that kind of power. So what is Form 6 in Florida? Form 6 is the full and public disclosure of financial interests. It's one of the forms elected officials in Florida must fill out and occasionally renew. It's intended to add transparency to offices that make spending decisions, sometimes up to millions or billions in taxpayer money. State and county officials have been required to fill out Form 6 annually for years, but a change this year added local officials as well. So what financial disclosures do politicians have to include on Form 6? Officials have to reveal their entire net worth, including the dollar amount of bank accounts, 401k plans, and other assets. This includes household goods, personal effects, property, cash, stocks, bonds, CDs, business interests, beneficial interests and trusts, any money owed to the official, and investments in assorted accounts, including the Florida College Investment Plan. They also have to list any source of income that provided more than $1,000 in the previous calendar year and liabilities in excess of $1,000 with the name and address of each creditor. Previously, local government officials had to disclose the sources of the income and business interests, but not specific amounts or percentages. So when did the Form 6 law change in Florida? During the 2023 Florida legislative session, SB 774, which is the Ethics Requirements for Public Officials, was sponsored by Senator Jason Border, and it was passed by Governor Ron DeSantis, who signed it into law on May 11th. Under this new law, as of January 1st, mayors and elected members of the governing body of a municipality and commission on ethics members must file Form 6. Candidates for an elected office that require a Form 6 must also file when qualifying. Anyone appointed to fill a vacancy in an elected official that requires Form 6 also has to file. They also have to file federal income tax returns with associated attachments and schedules to report income. The maximum civil penalty is raised from $10,000 to $20,000. The bill also clarified some details about who is required to file Form 1, which is the Statement of Financial Interests. People say it's simply to bring parity to what local elected officials as to what state constitutional officers have to do. So what are the penalties for failing to disclose something on Form 6 in Florida? Failure to file can result in the removal or suspension from public office or employment and an automatic fine of $25 per day to a maximum penalty of $1,500. Failure to make required disclosures may result in reprimand, demotion, reduction in salary, impeachment, and a civil penalty to a maximum of $10,000. As of January 1st, the civil penalty is increasing to a maximum of $20,000 for ethics violations. In my opinion, these penalties are kind of a joke. It looks to me like these officials are vacating their positions more because they don't want the public that they may be swindling to see just how crooked they are. Before this law even takes into effect, currently all elected state and county officials, including the governor, the lieutenant governor, members of the governor's cabinet, members of the Florida legislature, state attorneys, public defenders, judges, clerks of circuit courts, tax collectors, property appraisers, supervisors of elections, county commissioners, elected superintendents of schools, members of district school boards, and assorted local positions and authorities have to report on Form 6. As of the beginning of 2024, that list will expand to include mayors, elected members of the governing body of a municipality, and Commission on Ethics members. So why are so many elected officials resigning in Florida? Many see it as an invasion of privacy and government intrusion that they didn't expect when they ran for office. Others have pointed out the unexpected additional cost for a CPA to help fill out what could be a complicated form, with penalties they'd be facing for missing something about a position which they say doesn't pay that much and in some situations is unpaid. So what do you think about these financial disclosures for public officials? Are they a good idea? Seems to me if they've already had something like this set up for other public officials, it's just a matter of time before these other lower officials will catch on and skirt around the new law. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, stand for your rights and exercise your rights. If you don't exercise them, you'll lose them. I'll see you in the next video.
I agree with you there, Anna. I won't be duped again. It won't happen. Suffers mid-fight failure. No, that's about when they were going to explode it anyway.
Chamber pressure is nominal.
T-plus 43 seconds into the test flight of the inaugural Starship vehicle. Tower cleared, we're into pitch over. Propulsion reports first stage engines nominal. What a sight from the ground cameras at Starbase. We're flying at twice the thrust of the Saturn V heading to space.
Additional signal.
And then it went boom. Yeah, I get caught in a hole of just watching them over and over again. Oh yeah, this is the one I was gonna watch.
Damn! Stay Quit walking closer to me. Let my dog go.
On Sunday, August 29th, 2021, an officer-involved shooting unfolded in Homerville, Georgia. Responding to a 911 call about suspicious persons in a vehicle, a traffic stop was initiated. Tracy Allen Guess, 50, was driving, and Samuel Reginald Thornton, 42, was the passenger. The situation took an unexpected turn when Guess drove away from the scene.
Put my body camera on. I think he's trying to fiddle. Oh, God. Hold on a minute. I'm going to have to call you back.
Oh! We still down Frank Systems. Be careful, Austin.
Headed towards Continental Highway.
On the
Or 1080. Yeah.
If he bails out, just tell him as they get ready to stop. Tell him to stay in the vehicle. Don't run from the vehicle. Let that dog go. Just lock the door and let him go. And just tell him block it. Make sure he targets that person.
He's done hit Austin and he's trying to hit me. Oh my god, he's hitting Austin again. Oh shit! 1050, 1050.
Get out! Get the fuck out and get down! I'm not with you. Get on the fucking ground! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground on your fucking stomach right now!
Yes, man, I ain't did nothing.
I'm not fucking with you.
I ain't did nothing.
Get on the fucking ground, Tracy! Get on the fucking ground! If you try running, I swear to fucking God. I swear to fucking God. Get on the fucking ground. If you move, you're gonna get it too. You understand?
Bring me your coat. You don't bring my own stuff. I didn't mean to, man.
Don't you fucking run. I'll let my dog out. Stay the fuck down!
Stay the fuck down! I got the dookie, y'all.
Stay the fuck down!
I got the dookie, man.
Okay, get it a fucking again. Get it a fucking again.
He just pulls it off. Yeah, she is nuts.
Go ahead and try. Go ahead and try. Get the fuck on the ground. Get the fuck on the ground. Come get in this car now. Get in. Up. Up. Come get in this fucking car. If you don't get in this fucking car right now, I'm about to beat your ass. Get in the fucking car.
I didn't want my phone. I was just trying to get my phone.
Get in the fucking car.
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't trying to do nothing. It ain't nowhere to sit.
Get the fuck in.
What'd she do? Pull his pants?
Take this off.
Yes, ma'am. I don't got nothing. My money and stuff ain't no.
Don't you reach for shit.
I'm not, ma'am. You ain't see me resist. My money. I ain't did nothing. You treating me like I did something.
Get in there.
My money
Get
and
in
stuff.
there and I will...
Get my money and stuff. Please.
Try me.
I'm not
Get in
trying.
the car.
I'm not trying.
Where's he at? Where's he at? Give me this. Where's he at? Are you good? Here, use my shirt. We have one in custody, the other one's running on foot. It's any mess. Let me get the dog. We got one in custody. The other one's running and very combative. Taser's been deployed twice, no effect. Shut up.
You get my money, please.
You can have jury, come on. I got mine.
Can you get my money, ma'am? Ma'am.
The best thing for you to do is to shut up.
Why I got to be quiet?
Come on. Come on. I know we turned on the Caldwell right here at 3231. I don't know the road, it's mile 16. Push. We're right here by the fire tower in Caldwell. 3231. I don't know the road. Yeah. Track. I got him, Austin. I'm gonna let this dog go. You better get on the ground. Nine.
In the water?
9. Push. No. He went in this red barn over here. I don't know where it is. So that's all him. He's out here. He's walked in the woods back here to this big red storage shed. We got him in our sights. He's in between us and the highway. This dog's about to bite you, Tracy. I'm not f***ing with you. If you don't get on the f***ing ground and put these handcuffs on, can't breathe.
Help me, Nick.
Can't breathe. Nine. 10. Fuck.
And if you harm it, trying to defend yourself from these dogs, they will kill you for it.
Austin, move.
They'll kill your dog.
Austin, step out the way. You ready? You ready? You ready? Okay.
Yeah, they got it, German commands, even though it's a French-Belgian dog.
Down. Right now. Get the down. Try me and you're gonna regret it. Try me. Tracy, if you want to die today, that's on you. Get the down.
Get down. Go. Get down. Go. Please just put it on front. I'm stopping.
Get the down.
This ain't how it works. Get the fuck down. Get
Tracy, I don't want to kill you. I'm giving you a chance. You can talk to the judge about it.
Get down, please. Get down.
Shaking so bad.
I don't want to do this, and I know you're a good person. You just up.
But I'm gonna.
We can talk about this when we get up there. But if you make us do this shit, you can't ever come back from it, dude. So get the down. We can get you help. We got EMS coming. Tracy. Get him, Chad. Get him, Chad.
Get down. No. Cuff me on the front and I'll get down. Get down. No.
Tracy, we can't cuff you on the front. Get down.
Quit.
Get down.
Man, I'm not. Let me talk.
Chin out.
Just let me talk with somebody.
Chin out.
Let me talk. Let me talk with somebody.
Chin foos.
Let me talk.
You talking to me right here, but you staying right there.
I'm standing.
Chin foos. Foos. Chin foos. Shit. Stay right there, Tracy. You know they coming, and it's about to be a nasty fight, right? So stop. Just let us handcuff you and walk up there like a good-ass man, dude. Please. I'm asking you. You got youngins. Stop doing this shit. Quit coming closer to me. Quit coming. His name.
I'm not gonna run. I can't run nowhere.
Quit walking closer to me. Quit. Austin, get out my line of sight. Because if I have to shoot him, I don't want to hit you. Try to hit him or something.
I'm not.
I'm asking you to just give up so we don't have to do this. You about to turn this into a big fight, dude, and you about to get tased a whole lot more. Then get down on your stomach before they get here, because you know it's going to be bad and you know what it's going to turn into. Tracy, talk to me, man. Get on the damn ground. Quit walking towards me. Chin 9. Get him, Chin. Chin, boost.
That other cop is trying to keep her from
Chin, boost. Boost.
shooting.
Chin, 9. He's fighting when you go to put him in handcuffs, Paxton. He's fighting when you go to put him in handcuffs.
Put your hands behind you. Don't fucking move.
It's not affecting him, dude. We've done popped him.
Turn the fuck over.
Get him.
Don't get back up.
You about to get bit. Get him, Austin. Get him.
Poor dog. Is that somebody's duty belt on the ground?
No, Chin. You about to get bit. Sit back, kitty, man.
Sit back. Put your hands behind your back.
Cocking! Yeah! Cocking!
The guy was
Fucking mother!
Drop it.
just gonna pull her gun out now.
Get fucking out, man.
Quit or I'm gonna shoot you! Resist or quit! Quit or I'm gonna... I don't want to shoot you! Let my dog go! Let my dog go!
87 dispatch.
Yeah, let my dog bite you.
Let my
shoot you.
dog go!
Shots fired, dispatch. Shots fired.
Let it go! Let it go! Get him! Get him!
Roll the over now. Shoot me! Shoot me! Shoot me! Hey, go down, police. Now.
Let him go.
Get the dog.
Let my dog go.
Get the goddamn dog.
Let him go.
Get that dog. Get your ass down. I'm down, man.
Chin.
Get the dog.
Chin out. Let him go. Out.
Get your ass over, Phil, man.
Oh, that's okay.
Let me get out. Let me get out.
Not yet. No. Right now?
Poor dog would do for a while.
Nein! Sit, bleib! Be careful. I shot him in the leg.
She left
Yeah.
her.
I shot him in the leg. I didn't want to kill him. All my stuff's destroyed. He tased me. Yeah, and he hit my dog. I don't know where all my shit is. There's somebody in the back of my Tahoe. I gotta go look at the other one. Him?
He was in the chase?
Yeah, the other one's in the back of my patrol car. He got spray all in Austin's eyes. Austin couldn't see. Followed us for 30 minutes. The Tahoe up there, that guy's in the back of it. All my shit's over there. My radio, my buckle.
You did find your weapon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave! Dave! Dave!
Guess was transported to the hospital with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound to the leg. Thornton is still at large.
Oh, he got out? Well, she wouldn't let him have his money. I don't blame him. All he wanted was his money. I love that the other guy got away. That makes that so much better. The other guy was just a passenger anyway. Hello. Who? No, I sent 2 names. Lester King, and the Kareem was supposed to as well. All right, well, I got another one. I'll get ready for my own. Okay, all right. Let me see if I can find someone. Yep, bye. Fuck. Sorry, guys. I gotta find somebody to come in. Releasing Russell Wilson. They should be firing their coach. Here, put this on for now. Oh shit.
Alright, what's your red flag for a guy?
A men's rights activist.
Oh, bitch, you should not have said that. Oh, I gotta call
I mean, if a man has to put up with a donut like this every day, it's normal that we live shorter lives. Imagine being married to one.
No! God, please, no! No!
And why is there always a drunk, mouthy woman at these comedy shows? They're like NPCs that want to be destroyed by the comedian.
What do you mean by that?
When given an opportunity, women segregate themselves into more comfortable positions.
I don't think that matters.
That's your problem. You don't understand what's important.
What's important then, Mr. Sanders?
Y'all are completely out of line. That you don't even understand how the world works. Men build the world that you live in.
Oh, okay.
Who built that house or apartment you live in? Was it a crew of women? Who designed the metal work? Who put in the floor, the plumbing, the electrical system, the heating? Who put that in? The car you drive, was that built by a crew of women?
So women are not capable of doing none of those things. Oh, okay.
Who built that house or apartment you live in? Was it a crew of women? Who designed the metal work? Who put in the floor, the plumbing, the electrical system, the heating? Who put that in? The car you drive, was that built by a crew of women?
So women are not capable of doing none of those things.
Women are completely free to do the more hands-on, tougher jobs. They just don't want to do it.
You're not good at it. And we're given a choice. Excuse me, because we're given a choice, because women are free today, right? And you're educated, right? Then why don't we see 51% of the construction workers as women? Why don't we see 51% of the engineers as women? Why don't we see 51% of the plumbers, electricians, military, train operators, heavy, dangerous work as women?
Would you rather date a nice guy or an asshole?
I like toxic shit, so asshole.
Toxic? Why?
I don't know, it's fun.
How come girls always date toxic guys? Like, it's such a common theme. Like, why is it?
I feel like sometimes women are attracted to chaos, but the good guys don't win, which is unfortunate because they should win.
Who ended the relationship, you or him?
Me.
Were you a good girlfriend?
No.
Simps and Western whores will be accounted by historians as the reason for the downfall of Western civilization.
What about when adults employ misgenders you intentionally?
While he's talking, you're talking.
You just misgendered me again.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Gotcha.
Both of you have.
Sorry. Wasn't intentional, but if you want to take it personal, that's also.
Well, she did do it intentionally twice.
You're talking to me too.
You said she and then you said he.
You're being condescending, and if you want to continue, I have full authority to escort you out the building right this moment if you want to play that game with me.
Okay.
Would you like to continue 3 days before Christmas? I really don't mind.
I'm good, I'll just put this on.
See, this Muppet filming is just looking for an excuse to make an issue and go viral. They probably go out looking for problems. And you can't force people to change their language and their whole understanding of reality and biology.
Excuse me, a pretty lady in the red dress? Okay, if I can swallow that lime whole, can I have your number?
No, yeah.
That hurt, you know?
I mean, fair play to them for shooting their shot, but I think these last fellas, they need some help from Spider-Man.
Please stay. Please stay.
Okay.
Please stay.
Wouldn't it be cool if I could, like, shoot webs?
Yeah, literally.
I know, right?
How did you do that?
He cold.
That was, dude, that was clean. That was clean.
Thank you. That was W Riz.
Oh yeah.
Why is it that many men have a problem with women that have a higher salary bracket?
If the money you make changes your attitude towards men, it's not the fact that you make that amount of money, it's the fact that you're with that amount of money.
No, it's the fact. Men have been conditioned so long to believe that all you have to bring to a relationship is financial. So when they don't have that, and the woman steps up and says, well, I have finances, what else do you have? And they don't have anything else. No communication. They can't talk, they can't cook, they can't clean. So really it's because they realize that they're the in the situation. You're the in the situation. And that's the reason why you're acting like that. That's the reason.
If a woman's only with a man because of his finances and not because of any other traits that he's got going for him, what does that say about the woman?
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
And what they're both saying can be valid for certain people, but not for every man or woman. What I can say about a lot of women is they're hypergamous, so if they start earning more than a man, they're probably going to think they deserve better.
Only fans, huh?
Gotcha.
My last relationship, we broke up because he asked me to marry him, but then he asked me to sign a prenuptial agreement, and I said absolutely not.
Yeah, and he said,
bye, bitch!
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Who's this?
Yes. Yeah. Hi. This is Mary William from the headquarters of Microsoft Security Department. Tell me what happened.
Are you sure your name's Mary?
Yeah, definitely. I know my name. I'm very sure for it.
You are a liar, actress.
But it's actually Susmita.
No, mine not.
Got your ass.
I'm not Shushmita. My name is Mary William. Do
Are
you
getting
understand?
Are you getting a little bit hot, Susmita?
shout out to Jim Browning for exposing these scammers, but what makes these donuts think it's a good idea to pick a name like that when they got the thickest accents ever? Mary what? Mary Williams, bruv. How are you gonna call yourself Mary William?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
We met yesterday and we got married today. What?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb.
We still haven't even consummated our love.
Si gusta hasta hablo en español.
Don't know what that is. All I'm gonna say is, congrats.
Pair of lunatics that probably need Michael.
Get some help.
Better angle. Oh, check it. Did that come out okay?
That's the best one of the 300 pictures I've taken of myself today.
Every girl in the picture is locked into her phone, dialed in. Welcome to parenting in 2015. They're all just completely transfixed.
Some of us are controlled by our phones, we're slaves to them, especially the younger generation. They'd be completely fucked about them. We've got all this information in our hands and somehow it's made us dumber and worse at communicating in real life. Most people just use their phones for selfies and to look at dumb shit on TikTok. It's no wonder we're getting dumber.
Do you guys like it when guys approach you on the street?
Yeah.
Has there been guys that approach you on the street and did it wrong?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like that's the main go-to.
So what are some pitfalls that guys run into in that?
The cat calling. Being aggressive. The rude names. Yeah.
So what would you suggest?
I think if you're genuinely interested in someone, like walking up to them and saying, I think you're really beautiful. Are you single? Would you like to go? Something like that.
Calling someone beautiful isn't a cat call, it's just like a compliment?
It's the tone and wit. It's the tone, yeah.
Right. Okay, so it's just like how they do it and like,
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, and remember fellas, be physically attractive and have enough money to pay for their drinks.
My doctor handed me this. I literally just wanted to cry. And then the nurse that was with him goes, oh, do we want to put her down for like weight loss? And he's like, no, let's just see how she does with the paper that he gave me. I know I need to lose weight, but I don't know. For reference, I'm 190 and I'm 5'5", 5'6". I don't know. It's like if I say I need to lose weight, it's different than other people telling me. And I know he's my doctor, but
Yeah, what a shit doctor trying to make you eat less and live longer. Terrible. I don't know why they broke up. She seems like a really nice, mentally sane young woman.
I just want you guys to know, there's no way that I'm gonna date a man that makes under 200K a year.
Oh my. God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
That don't even make no sense. I'm not trying to struggle. I only date millionaires, baby.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
See, now this is a 10, fellas. So she can make those demands. I'm surprised she only wants 200K a year, to be honest. She could aim for more. Those eyes can make a man do anything.
Why can't I have other niggas if you make me happy too? Like, that don't make no sense to me. If you make me happy and other niggas make me happy, why are you worried about them if you making me happy too?
You know where she belongs.
She belongs to the streets.
Probably gonna kill this stream, guys. I got a few things I gotta do. I gotta try and get somebody in. I didn't have one. I had one no show today. I don't want to play this. It's got 11 million views. Gonna kill it. Not bad for a first stream. Welcome, Jared. Congratulations, Jared. Get with me. You have my number. Get with me. We'll figure out a meetup to get you the voodoo piggy. Everybody, congratulations, Jared. Still gotta update this too. He's been working on it. I think he has. I just have to edit it together. We can use the old one then.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me. Turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease. Bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine. Body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame. Baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine. Body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on her tight